So today we go with the eightfold path. So the first one we have is the right view. Let remind you the second.
Right thought.
Let's say louder.
Right thought.
Right thought. Third one.
Right speech.
Right speak. Right
action.
Right action.
Right livelihood.
Right livelihood.
Right effort.
Right effort.
Right mindfulness.
Right mindfulness.
And right concentration.
Alright. And the first right view. Right view is about like we have to have the correct understanding what we see, because a lot of things when we see it doesn't mean that it's it, right? For example, like the right view is mean one day when you go out and then you see an old man, an old woman, have you bad and you hurt them, you push them back. Like few days ago there was a video clip, a young guy, he walking across one of the old man or woman, I can't remember, and he tried to push her away, fell down on the pavement, and that it provoked a lot of anger. That's the wrong view, right? When you see an old man, old woman, you're supposed to see yourself in that role. That's the right view. One day you will be like that. You will be old. And then you have to respect others. Right? You have to respect them. Because one day you will on their footsteps. You have to pay respect. You are younger. But the right view here is not only helping. The right view here is you recognize the suffer in her, in him. They suffer of the what?
Birth.
The old age. Of the sickness. That's the right view. We see that. So that's why in the past, the Buddha were living in the palace with everything around him beautiful, with all the flowers, with the fresh flower, no dye flower, no with flower. Probably, I think the story a little bit the story is not telling all the truth, because probably you will see an old woman, or he have to believe in the palace with all the young women around, the young men around. But what about his mom? What about his dad? If I were him, I would wonder. One day I would be like him. But the point here is because at that time he have no right view yet. He have no right understanding yet. Around him all the beautiful things, all the young things. And then one day he went out and he saw a dead man, a thing like that. And then he started wondering, why? I would be like that, right? He started to have the right view in that point. But back to our life at the moment, when you go out, when you see, if you go to the Facebook, you see a lot of people comment with anger, or angry things, and they just get a little bit piece of information, and they use those information to condemn others, to express their anger. But the facts, that's all. It's just a piece of facts. It's just like a puzzle, a picture. You can just take some off on the puzzle, and then you say, this is the story. No, it's not. Right? It's not. You have to complete the whole picture first. You will put everything in. And then you can say, okay, this is the picture. And you can say what the content house. Once the picture is not complete, this incomplete story. That's not the right view. That's not evident totally. Sometimes a lot of things happened. We see that, but it's not like that. We see, oh, that actually the story is different behind it. So we have to get total understanding of the subject before we give the judgment. So don't go too fast to judge a thing if you don't have enough understanding of it. So that's the only full understanding we can have the right compassion. That's the right view. Everything we have to look. Somebody say you something, oh, like this and like that. But the fact really is like that, right? It's not. So that's the right view. When everything we look, we see, we have to see from the top to the root of the story before we judge the thing. Otherwise, everything is just like illusion. Because a lot of people nowadays, they just want to hear what they want to hear. They just want to see what they want to see. And then they get everything distorted. They judge everything wrong way. And then they go wrong to another wrong. Sometimes some people do good things, but they don't see all that. And they judge that person. That's the wrong thing, right? So there are a lot of things like in life when you go out, the same thing. So we have to understand we have the right view. And then we can build a compassion. So everything from now on, when you heard of people saying, you have to be calm. And we check the fact. Right? We have to understand everything first. We cannot take sides. I have a lot of friends. My mom and so, she's very supportive. When I say something, she didn't even understand the story. She really support me. I know that. She's very nice. But not everything. We need that. We need the right support. For example, your story. I will support you because I understand your story. I understand your family. I see everything before you saw that, right? Like story, you said no problem with your dad, but I said the problem is your dad, not your mom. Remember? And now you're facing it. You see, something like that. So anyway, when you go out, when you do things, you judge things. Don't do rush. Don't rush to anything too quickly to judge. Should take a look totally, and then you will determine it right or wrong. So that only just a very basic of human understanding. Actually, in the future, we will learn. I will teach you. There no right, no wrong. There are no black or white. Nothing. It's all about our compassion. We understand that. But in our society nowadays, we always judge things based on the pro and con. the beneficial if outweigh the con that we accept, right? But before that, we have to have that the full understanding first, and then we can make decision. So actually, there's no right, there's no black and white. That one of our friends want to be get out from here soon. So the second thing we go a right resolve, right intention. You know, in logic, sometimes, for example, we say, if you kill a person, that's a criminal sin. So no matter you kill a person, that's still a criminal case. But the case sometimes not all the same. For example, if somebody rape you, attack you, and in defense you kill that person, it does kill?
Yes, you still killed them.
Yeah, you still kill them, right? You still kill them. But you didn't have intention to kill them. That's about intention. So intention is important in spirituality. Even though, according to the law, intention could be partially only determine the case, because the consequences already you kill. That's the logic. But we don't have a logic. Our humans, we try to logic, but not all the time, because we have compassion and love. We have to see the situation, right? And then you kill because that person attacked you. But they also look, if that person attacked you and you could defend in different way, or you excessively defend yourself. Just like the case of George Floyd. You see that the police, he carry out his duty, but he carry out with excessively intention. So that's why he end up in jail, even though he carry his duty. But he won't be judged as the first-degree murder, right? Because he didn't really intend to kill, but he excessively forced kill a person. So the intention is very important when you walk, when you do things like that, right? Sometimes we do good things, and then it turns out bad. So that's why we need wisdom. When we do something, we need the wisdom. Especially in Bishop, we understand about the karma. Karma is the thing we would translate like death, right? If you really involved with that, it's death. Like a few days ago, I think about the people who don't wear masks. And a lot of people wonder, so why? Especially people are outside of the US. They wonder, why American? We thought that American is very civilized. And what about the mask? Why they don't wear mask? Why they find every reason just to reject the mask? You see? Because they reject by freedom or things like that. They excuse everything. But look at them. Actually, because they're ignorant and stubbornness, two of them combined together It's dangerous. Ignorance is mean don't know. Don't know but still stubborn. Insist. Dictate. You when it dictate in the thing that you don't know. And it turn out disaster. It's equal to stupidity. And what they pay? Their life. So with spirituality, we see that is the common. They are paying with their life. Because ignorance sometimes you will great consequence. So you need to have right view. You need to understand the situation before you just. You see that? And then in the way of science, I would say, if I stand on the science point, it's just like the nature selection, you know. You don't hear, you don't listen. The virus in nature, right? They kill you. People teach you. You don't listen. You reject it, right? Because you ignore. You're ignorant. You think it's not. You don't want to listen. You don't ignore it. You think it take away your freedom or things like that. It's not. Not take your freedom. It's about it smart, right? So you have to have the right view. You know that now. The virus is everywhere. You just think if it was 100 years ago, you would fight for it. I would agree. But now you know. We know the virus. There. 100 years ago, they don't know the virus. So they don't know. Just like you see the epidemic of the they call the Spanish flu. You remember? They killed a lot of many million people because they didn't know that time. They didn't know about the viruses that spread out through the lung, things like that. Right now, so they did not wear a face mask or thing. But now we know it, and we intend not to wear. It means ignorant, completely ignorant, right? So it's nature. We cannot teach you. We tell you everything and you don't want it. So you will be eliminated. You will learn on your deathbed. That's very sad thing, right? So that is the right intention or not right intention. Everything, you have to have the right intention, right? And you search to the right thing. Not everything that we think is right. So the first thing, we have the right view. We see it, we understand it, and then we find the proper cause. And now we know that the virus everywhere. We should wear masks. We should wear. And so you know, like a lot of things happen also because through sometimes we kind, we think we help. Just like I tell you a very funny story, like it's one of the vans, and then the one of woman, the old woman, she was funny, the Chinese. I think, I'm not sure if you watch it, it's funny. And she went and said, oh, she saw the van were running, nobody ride in there. And then she tried to stop it, she couldn't stop it. It just run, and then she found a big stone and she put in the wheel. And then when she walked past, she was very happy because she tried to help the van stop. But she walked past, that two person at the back of the van were pushing the van. But now, so, oh my God, she ran away. It is not the intention, but it's not right intention, right? That was not right view and not right intention either. She did not mean that to that, but you know, the intention is help. But actually now two guys, oh my God, why it's not moving? Because they bought the stone in the wheel, you know, to stop it. You see, that is something funny thing, but because she didn't see everything, the story. She just see that it's running, you know, and then she just have very good mind. She want to help, but her help actually is stop their work, things like that. And the third thing we go is the right speak. Right speak is very important. It's very much about emotional intelligence. Speech is meant our speaking. You know, a lot of people say things very, they don't mean it, but it's very impolite, very offensive. Some people try to help, to teach other people, but use terrible language. But sometimes you need to use terrible language with not terrible people either. So that's the right speech. You need just right speech. You're the right person, helpful. There are many cases, for example, like, you know, a lot of people, I tell you, like if you see a kid and they are bad in some subject, right? They are doing bad in some subject in their study, and then you got angry. You're trying to help lead the child up, right? But now you're dumb. You say, how can you do that? It's like stupid. A dog can do that, you know. And the child, oh God, it's too like speaking. Like the child think, oh my God, dog. I'm worse than a dog. You see, that's not the right speech. But your intention is to help the child. You try to warn the child, but you want the wrong speech, the wrong way, everything. Actually, try to help. You know, you're not helping anything. You are ruining their life. Okay. What's it mean? Like your situation about sexuality. Your dad tried to help you, but he said the wrong thing.
Wrong view.
The wrong view. And then actually, it helped? No. And if you listen to him, you live a wrong life. Not what you want. And it turns out unhappiness. And then you feel like, that's why a lot of child, like especially like homosexual child, they kill themselves. Because they find very unacceptable to themselves. They can't handle the stress. Because the wrong speech. But intention, right or not? Yes, it's good intention. Because the parent try to correct them. But it's not, because they don't understand it. They have the right view, and they're not wrong with it. You know? That. It's okay. You see, that, the wrong speech. A lot of people do like that, you know. For example, in our life, if you go out and then you see some, for example, like let's say when I was learning about teaching, and there was one of my teacher, she Indian, very nice, and she tried to ask me that. And about ironing, do you iron your shirt when you go to work, before you go to work? And I said, oh my God, I hate ironing, you know. So, me too. That day, job, I don't want to do it at all. I don't have, you know, tell you secret. I wear my clothes 2 days. No, she did not wear like that. But she tried to leave off. Support me, you know. It talks, try to. So that's why I tell you, you have to go. When you go with somebody, you have to merge yourself with that situation. You be friends with them. Lift them up. Not say, oh, stupid. How come you can do that? That easy job. Lazy, like pig. You talk like that, the wrong speaker. Nobody listen to you. If your kid, your brother, they did bad thing, bad score, and they come back and you say, how come you do that? You can't do that. It's so little. Now they got 0.9/10, and you don't want that. You know, if you want that, say, oh my God, that is fantastic score. You know, okay, you know, and then you try to lift up a kid. Say, oh my God, you do that really good, and then you make the child feel, you know, bad. And then he will try to do that himself. You don't have to say, oh, come. And how many child have you seen? How many child did that, right? And for example, like sometimes, you know, people they love something, and then if you talk bad thing, and then they just completely determine their interest. For example, like I have a friend, and then he liked to sing a lot, and but he very shy. He had very good voice, and he always sing karaoke. But I told him to join a contest of singing, and he said, you know, your voice is fantastic. I love your voice, and it's different, you know. And then just go, you know, just for fun. And nothing if you don't get, at least you know you can know what contest is, things like that. And he took the contest, you know, he joined the contest. And can you imagine, there were 20,000 people join the contest, and he fell into the 50 of 20,000. 50 of him, he had fantastic voice, but he didn't pass because many things. But you see, but he won. He realized now. He think about, oh my God, I joined that, and he feel good, you know. Just some support. It's really a positive way, better than negatively. Everything beautiful by in itself, because we just don't see it. Because you don't see it doesn't mean that it's bad. Everything, every talent is beautiful. I can't sing. Oh, I told you I don't even remember one song. Even little song, you know, I don't remember. I can't play piano, but I love to listen to piano. You see? Everything is beautiful. Doesn't mean that when we don't do it, we cannot do it, other people do it. It's too beautiful out there. And so when you say something, just don't say too rude to other people. You know, like the word fuck. I say the word fuck very rarely. Some exceptional case is you should say that. Right? You understand? I don't want to say that. In some case, you are having say if you say fuck, things like that. It make you aroused. But you talk to your master, you don't say the word fuck. I never talk about fuck with other people, because the word fuck is so many meanings in it. It carries so many different people interpret in different ways, and it seems very impolite. Better don't say that word. Some word we shouldn't say. Okay, and then right conduct, right action. You know, like from refraining from killing. That's the right conduct. A lot of things. For example, like we respect life. And that's what I said. I eat meat, but I don't kill. But doesn't mean I don't. In case if I have to. For example, I kill mosquito. I kill cockroaches. I kill viruses. I take vaccine to kill viruses. It's the wise thing to do. Threat. I do. I red trap here. Take them away. They are not healthy for our life. They eat that. They destroy our house. So sometimes we have to take them away. Okay. Like mosquito, I have a friend, and he doesn't want to kill. So a mosquito bite him. He said, go away, go away. So why don't you kill it? No, don't kill it, don't kill it. If you don't kill it, it's called to bite me. You see? That also not right. It's not the right action. I will kill it. I would rather kill it. If it had the sin, I would accept the sin. Because I don't want it to kill by other people, sickness to other people. Because I don't want it to buy me. So I let it buy you. It's wrong. Like I said, why if you allow other people harm other people? It means we allow other people did to us. Just like the Black Lives Matter. I really support Black Lives Matter not because anything, but the action of the police sometimes is brutal. Very brutal. Are you sure that the one day the police don't do it on us? Are you sure that the police won't do to George Floyd? Lie to our friend, our family member? That actually is unacceptable. Right? So we have to act, you know. So that's not about anything, but about, some support action that bring great results. For example, like the black people. In the past, without their fight, we wouldn't enjoy everything like today. Our society is more open. They fight for women's right to vote. So now women can vote. It's just for equality. So now everybody equal. Even though they still fight for the better equality. And stealing is not good, really good. Because stealing is taking property from other people, right? Possession of other people. Even though, later we learn about the employment. One of my friend, very funny, he owed me money. And I said, where's my money? I said, it's not your money. Nothing belongs to you. Not belong to me. Ow. You bought money, supposed to pay me. Why you say like that? Like, because we say everything is not ours, right? So why you give me money and then you want money back? No, it's just that. No, it's just joking about that. But the fact is, yes, because other people earn it, right? If they give us, it's okay. But they don't give us, and then we take it without their permission. That's stealing. A lot of people, like today, I read a news very sad. One of the Vietnamese woman, she's 29 years old, and her family report to the police that she's missing on the April 13th this year. And then the police came to his house, her house, or his house, I don't remember. And they found her body in the freezer, commercial freezer. This means this guy, he bought a commercial freezer and put her inside. He killed her. He stole her life. He committed a murder. That's really wrong. Killing. That's one kind of stealing of people's life. And stealing normally, because if you steal, and it makes you a habit of stealing, you steal little thing, you will steal the bigger thing. Because stealing become a normal in you. So refrain from stealing from other people. If you want something, you ask for them. But normally, even if you ask, I think see it's different, isn't it? It's so strong. Even you ask, they don't give it to you. Live. So that's why we said live in what we have. Satisfy what we have. And then we will be happy. Because when we be happy, we don't often ask for other things. We start to give, right? We start to give. We even give by doing for others. So be happy with what we have right now. At the moment, that's the time we live. Another point about sexual misconduct in Buddhism. Buddhism is very strict about sexuality. So it means that don't have sex with people who have family. You know, in my life, I don't know, but a lot of time, I will mostly the third person in the relationship. Can you believe that? I don't know. I didn't know. I found out after a while. It means I did not cheat, and you say, "Oh, I did not commit sexual misconduct," but the person they used me. I cheat, but I didn't know that. So later on, like I had one girl very cute. I show you. A while ago, she came here, and then I picked her up at the airport. And at the first time we met there, and she was in my car, and she was talking about her husband. Even she did not marry. She had not married at that time. Even now she didn't marry. She was talking about that, and I just cut her right away. I said, I'm not involving with a person who have a husband. That's it. You know, you could be an activator. Probably their relationship is already burning, already bad. But you could be, if you become a third person, you could be an activator of the broken. Right? Probably I would say, because this is the ethical standard in the Buddhism. So that's why I said, when you adopt Buddhist rule, thing like that, it uplift your ethical standard. Because it go more about, you see, you don't involve with people, you don't have sex with other people, wife or husband, and you don't go to rape other people, you don't assault people or sick. But even though you see that when you have sex with some other people, wife or husband, they have consent, right? Consent. But if you know that they are having a family and then you still have sex with them, that's misconduct, right? I tell you, in America, a lot of kinky sex. I don't know if I should tell here because we are teaching about Buddhism. But in fact, a lot of people here, wife and husband, they look for a third person to have threesome. I don't know. I chose a few times. Yes, I did. It's a consent of both. I didn't feel comfortable. Not at all. So, you see, I did involve with some women because both of them, wife and husband, they agree. But for a while, I still feel like, and then I asked him, I said, why you like that? And it turned out because for years they did not have sex, and the husband just want the wife to have sex, but the wife before, without the husband consent, she didn't want to have. So I said, oh my God, this husband is very nice, but apparently they have sexual problem. So that's why the wife didn't want to have sex with the husband. But now the husband look for other people have sex with her. That's a consent, the three of us. But there's not a way, right? I don't want to go that much. So anyway, you know, before that happened, I checked very thoroughly. I don't have just so have sex with his wife. I don't. I said, no, bring your wife here. I want to talk to your wife. Because I don't have sex with you. You cannot give me consent. Look at your husband. Your wife doesn't give you consent to have sex with her. How can you ask me to have sex with her? No. You accept it, okay, that's one thing. But your wife have to accept too. And then we talk and still we agree. But not you attend. I don't do in front of you. You know, that's the point we do. So, but normally I don't do it. A lot of people do, you know. Sexual is a fun thing, beautiful thing. But we have a social ethic also. It's bound to relationships, you know, marriage, things like that. So later on, I would teach you about the freedom in relationship. But now we are talking about the marriage couple. You wouldn't know that if they are to love you, they love each other. Or sometimes they are two couple, you know, because probably you look sexy. So one of them, they attract to you and they try to have sex with you. But, you know, if their partner fall out and then they break relationship, you go the one who have to break the relationship, right? So it makes sense. So when you have better look, you know, you ask that person, not only, you know, like, want to have it, you know. We should check first if that person has a relationship or not. You just ask them. So make sure, you know, everything fine. We don't want to be just, you know, an activator in a broken relationship. Because they're probably already broken or something. That's their problem, right? So that is the right conduct, the right action, and the right livelihood. The right livelihood is meant when you live in the right place. For example, like a lot of people living near the toxic places. For example, like you see right now in Thailand, they will remove. They already move. They move out all of the bar and the entertainment places to a zone. And it means discotheque and bar won't be allowed to operate in the community randomly. So it's better for control and also to help the community have better life. I remember one time, you know, I stay at one place they call Prakanung in Bangkok, and next to my apartment there was a discotheque. Oh my God, I couldn't sleep until 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning because they just turn on, you know, very loudly. And then Thaksin Shinawatra, the new Prime Minister, he came in and he put everything in the zone, so he closed that down. At that time, first time I feel peace at night, there's no sound. You see, that one got off, and when you live in the right place, you live in the wrong place like that, it's noisy, you can't sing. The noise come from you, come from other people. And furthermore, they talk also about like about the alcohol. For example, like you don't want to get drunk, you don't like to get drunk, the better don't sell alcohol. You don't want to kill, better don't sell life anymore. You got not right livelihood, right? It's again with your belief. It's again with your mind. You care about animal. I don't kill, but I have a chicken farm. What for? Right? I said I don't kill, but I have a fish farm. What a fish farm for? For food, for killing. I don't mean it's bad, but it's again with your belief, right? So just do what you think is bad. Don't fall involved with it. If you think it's bad for you, so you don't give it to others. That's the livelihood, right? Do the right job. If you think that job that is wrong, so don't do it. Don't involve with it. That's okay, I don't because I make it. No. It's not justified to your belief, right? So you think that selling gun is bad because it's kill. So but you have a gun business. That's not right, right? But it depends on, for example, knife. If you think knife can kill people, you don't sell knife. That's silly. Knife, because the people use it with different purposes, right? But selling knife, that would be fine, because people cook, they need a knife cut, very sharp knife, they very good knife, you can do it. But you are not selling knife for other people, kill other people, right? You're not selling soap. What is soap for fighting? Probably, if you believe in that, you don't sell soap then. You sell only knife for chicken. And you sell good knife. That would be fine enough, right? So that's the livelihood. Right effort. You see? Right effort very important. Right effort is, nowadays we're talking about working smart than working hard. You heard that? You're working smart. A person working whole day and do little things, But some people, they do a lot of things in a short time because they're smart. Put the right person in the right job. They will do good. If you are good at something, do that thing. Don't do another thing because it's wrong effort. When I was in the school, and many students told me, I studied this, I studied that because my mom asked me, my dad asked me. And then that's the wrong effort, right? And the parents choose the subject for the student to learn. And they never finish because that's not their interest. And they pay the wrong effort, right? So everything you do from your heart, your mind. Not just, I saw a lot of people, I don't know, other people believe. I saw some monk, just meditate under the water. I don't know. What if you get sick? Like a few days ago, I sent you a clip. One of the monks, he was walking in the rain, and then every 3 steps he prostrates to the street, you know, on the floor, right? And wrong my foot. How long I can do that? And if you get sick, I do it because I show up. What the purpose to do that? I don't know. So now I would say, I don't know really exactly what he said in that mind. Or maybe he was praying about something, or he promised something, and now he broke it, or he had to complete his promise. That's different. Like there was a story. You know, I heard many years ago. You never been to Bangkok? In Bangkok there was Papom is the 4 faces. Very famous in Thailand, in Bangkok. If you go there, you have to visit that one. Like on Papom, the 4 face god. 4 face. Extremely famous. And there was a story. One day, they saw a woman, a very rich woman, come in and pay for all the music. And then she took off her clothes. She was naked completely. Around that was a lot of police standing to protect her. But she was dancing. She was naked dancing for the everybody look. But she didn't mean to for everybody look. She was dancing for the 4-face god in her mind. What for? You know, you see? That's because she is fulfilling her promise. So that was a story in many years ago when she was very poor. And then she came in and she prayed with the God that helped her to success in her business. So one day when she will come back and she would then naked for him to see. And she keep her promise. That's the right effort, right? Exactly. Pay back the promise. We don't judge. And now, if you see that, oh my God, why this woman? But she is not. And then why the police around? Because she's so rich. She doesn't want people to damage her, to assault her. A rich woman. Successful businesswoman. Then nakedly for everybody to know. But nobody looked down on her at all. They try to help her, you know. They pray her. It's courage. That's the right effort. What you do, like just when you practice spiritual, you prostrate to the right with all your mind. But what? That's the right effort. To give you, help you to remove the ego. To make you nothing impermanent. And that you will learn. You will try to test your lesson later. If you did that in front of other people, you will test yourself. You can do that. And you what you feel. If you learn, not me. I don't learn anything. Take it because I can't enough to take your stress. But you learned it. You will do it and you will learn other things. So I won't tell you anymore that you have learned it. Is that the bright effort? My mind, right? She really did it. But not everybody did the same thing. I tell you a very funny one story. One of my friends, she came to the same home and she at that time she prayed that if she were promoted into the school, she was a teacher into I don't know what the position higher. And then she would give donation, donate 1,000 eggs to the God. And it happened, she was promoted. And I said, oh my God, 1,000 eggs. She's so stingy. She didn't want to open. And you know what egg? She bought the whole bag of the an egg. She trying. It's not the right effort at all, right? She put the whole an egg, an egg is very cheap, and you can count 1,000 an egg, and she good to. God, I said, oh my God, that really cheating. You said egg, of course. That time I think the papa will say, oh my God, she lost, because the papa cannot punish her. Because when she says she did not say chicken egg or duck egg or what kind, she just said egg. Just 1,000 eggs. She put an egg. No, not right effort. A lot of things we do it. We have to do smart, not just hard. Doing smart better than doing. Be smart. The thing. Remember, I told you mindful. Be just smart. Be right now and like now. You prepare for your spiritual journey. When you get older, you enjoy life. You don't involve with the repeat, the circle repeat of suffer. Or something like that. You repeat and repeat. When? And you see everything delusion. You're beautiful like the flower today, but the flower won't stand forever. Right? Why? We just a watcher. Be a watcher. Right mindfulness. Now we talk about mindfulness. You see? Mindfulness is mean the concentration, the right concentration. When we do the everything. As I told you, when you go to work, when you clean it, I ask you to clean it. Doesn't mean you just clean it. But you think, oh my, this is too dirty. Just clean it. Don't let people ask. And then just do it because we think. You remember I told you the story about the wedding? The teacher asked the student to count the people. Right? And then the woman come back, she said only one person. Because he put the wood, it's stuck, like the door, and then everybody just walk past it, right? And the last person just removed it, and he walked. So why didn't you remove it? So everybody can walk freely. Mindfulness, right? You do everything with mindfulness. With compassion, with love. We don't need to other people tell us to do it. A lot of people, like today, you see, man, she did for me about the clothes put in that, and she asked me after my clothes rise, I should dry her clothes, but I was busy upstairs, and then when I got down, and she kind of like upset, so I asked her to make for her. But you see, she just did a little thing and she already complained. She doesn't done anything. A lot of times she put the clothes very impolite. She take out, she want to wash because my clothes is still in the washing. And then she take out and they put everything on the floor. And she put her clothes in. And when she leave everything still on the floor, why didn't she take a package, put in there and look better? I don't say anything. But it's very impolite. What if I did that to her? What she feel? I never did that to her. I don't want to tell her either. But she learned. Because my action, I know she learned from me. She learned from what I feel about that. Right? She learned a lot of things. Sometimes I don't teach her. But I teach her by action. But I always did that. That's the right mindfulness. Everything we do. When you concentrate, you don't think. You don't miss anything. You do it right now. You don't wait. And then you just try to practice yourself, your behavior. Nothing about other people's job anymore. It's about your job. You just do it because we just think it's right to do. Right? And then it's like to be more considerate. right? Be considerate around our thing we do. When you speak, so mindfulness also is about right speak, like we say. When you think about right thing, you don't talk about things that offend other people. So we just give a little bit support. When you cannot get the support, you don't speak. There are a lot of things like before I told you that in relationships, some words. You know, in English, it's good thing that you have only you and I. But other language, they don't have that in Thai and Vietnamese. Vietnamese, they have what? Anh, em, chị, em, chị, anh, rồi mày, tao. But you know, mày, tao, in Thai, they have cu, mưng. But depend on the situation you say about it. Don't say cu, mưng, don't say mày, tao with changing. It's bad. If you say mày, tao, even in relationship, it make your partner feel disrespect, right? So don't, just be mindful about it. Think before you speak. And we feel that, you know, everything is impermanent in itself. So every day, we should live at the best of ourselves. That's it. Why? Why hold on for what? Why have to give some praise to other people? Why? You know, support other people. Just a bit support. For example, like if your brother he needs some help, some praise, just tell him, oh my God, it's good, you know, he did something wrong, and oh my God, I did a lot of things like that. So you make people feel comfortable around you. There's nothing. But for example, sometimes you, because you are on a very strict spiritual practice, you cannot make mistakes. You have to correct the mistake right away. Because your life different. You go for the perfect. Perfect doesn't mean I'm not perfect. I'm human. You are not. I'm not perfect. You must be perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody perfect. So we live mindfulness. But our action carry no bad intention. But now you are learning about spiritual to the perfection. You have to accept. You have to live with the impermanent of egoless, of selfless. Because you raise it, because not the time yet. When you become a God, you will see the God have the highest ego. Nobody. But that's the pure ego of God. Right? When you talk about God, you see that even the action of the storm killed 100,000 of people. They see God. That's the ego of God. Right? You can have that when you achieve that level. That's different. But now, not yet. You have to learn. We have to learn. Right, mindful. Because so that's why I said, monkhood, temple, Christian, everything have to have, because they keep people in check of their action. Not everybody be happy. Not everybody have a good spiritual mind. No. But now people are trying to practice to improve to evil. So we need to have them to help them. So because we have the impermanent and we know that every incarnation, reborn. So one life, two life is for us is normal. It's just fun. We need that. We don't have that reborn. We never evolve. We must have that. So that's why you are on the way to merge with the sacred flow. So that all, you see, the like even the feeling, you see, the feeling, the mind. Suppose that when right, so you see, the feeling, the body, the mind, everything is just impermanent. When you say my hand, my eye, my nose, my mouth. So if that's you? No, because you see my. It's possession. And what are you? Here, my heart. Here, my chest, my lung. So where is I? No. There ain't no I. You see, in the language, there ain't no I. Even you say cái tay của tôi, in Thai you sayมือของฉัน. It's the same. It's just translation to the language. In every language, they know the I. Yeah? Even in Vietnamese language, there's so many I. Anh chị, and you can be anh, you can chị. If you talk to a younger, if you are a man, you're talking you a younger man, you become anh. And now it's the same one, and you call the younger one M. But now you become M if you talk to the older. And now you talk to the little kid, you say you are chú. And now you talk to an old but older, you now become cháu. Yeah? You see, you can be changing all the times. Human knows. So why? There's nothing to be offense. Right? Nothing offense. Nothing. But we don't involve in this. The bad thing, be mindful. Don't involve, don't escalate the situation.
To your wise.
Yes. Avoid it. If it's not good, it's not healthy, don't escalate. If it's healthy, you escalate. If it's not healthy, just leave it. Let it come. You have time to do better things. And just involve with them. Right? Don't let them insult you. They insult after them. Give them. Like I tell you, few days ago, there were a monk. They come to my Facebook, and he said, "What do you know? How come you lecture?" So I just say, "Take back your version." I don't say anything. And he said, "I didn't add anything. Why I have to take back?" Take back your version. And then he kept quiet. You see, he can't. He tried to insult me. Why I don't accept it? So he have to take back it. I don't answer to that question. And I don't keep it. And I let him know that he have to take back. If I don't let him know, it means I take it. At that end of the story. No more conversation. Because it's not beneficial to him to answer anything to him like that. It's not beneficial to me either. Because what he want to know? He doesn't know even himself. Why he asked me for what? He is just a bookworm, that's it. I think he learned many years. No. The way he speaks already is he's just a bookworm. Nothing. Full of emotional, unintelligent. Later on, I will teach you intelligent. The car is intelligent emotional intelligence. It's different when you become mindful. Mindful, for example, when you drive, you know the road is wet. You shouldn't drive that fast. You slow down. Normally on the highway, let's say you are 80 miles an hour. It's 100, almost 140 kilometers an hour on a drive. Hot Sunday to fight. But on a wet, snowy day, no, it's not mindful to do that. You have to know that you have to slow down because you will get an accident. Right? That intelligence, emotional intelligence, you know it like that. But nobody tell you that you cannot ride. They allow you to ride. Right? And then the last one, what's that?
Right, concentration.
Right concentration. Everything you do with the right concentration, like just very similar to the mindfulness, right? So everything you do with the mindfulness, right concentration. For example, like now you do everything. You do things. I told you to clean there. You and then you ask me if you is anything correct or you miss anything, and then you correct it. That's right concentration. Accept the mistake and improve it. Right? In our society now, it's very nice thing that we often do, like they call it what they call it, like trial and error. We do it and then we correct it. If error, we try and we correct it. Try and we correct it. It's the right concentration. So on the way of that, we improve ourselves over and over the times. Right? So using meditation and then we come down. So now you will learn to go home, you practice meditation. And then now I teach you about mindfulness. I ask you go back, meditate. And because you have been able to keep calm, settle with the pain, and also you're able to be quiet. And now you think about what is it? Concentration, mindfulness, what you do. What about mindfulness? Think about more and more and more and more. You escalate the situation while you are sitting meditation. That's a new way of meditate, to look inside the situation. For example, like I told you, I will tell you to look. If I told you to look for the glass, concentrate on the glass tonight when you meditate. When you look in the glass, you look deep in that. You look in that. You see the glass with the shape. It's beautiful. It's very useful, right? And then what it made from? What a color? Ceramic. How did it? What do you see in here? Do you see water? You see the air, the fire. You see all the elements in it. And then you go to look deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. What if made from? Right. Everything you need so in the future, and so when you have something, normally you would think about that. You think yesterday you did some bad thing. What bad thing? Good thing. Try to improve today than yesterday. Every day we improve, we improve our mindfulness and development. We enforce that. Think. If you don't think, how can you have to think on your own, not only me telling you. You did that thing on that situation. Why like that? Like this, like that. If I did it right, yeah, wrong. If in that case, if I did like that, it could be like that. If I did this case like this, it will be this way. It will be like that. So you have to think about it in your meditation, and then it will give you. But concentrate only one point. Don't think about it. That, right. In meditation, try to improve yourself. Look for the mistake, what you did. Look for the weakness and look for the strength. If you did something wrong, you think about it. Why wrong? What right? What can you correct? And should you correct it? Which way you should correct it? And sometimes, some things you don't have to tell other people. You should correct yourself. You don't have to tell other people about. If I do, you don't have to go to say sorry to them, or you have to explain to them. No. Sometimes unnecessary. But you know that you improve, you won't do it again. So a lot of things is good in meditation because we self-discipline. A lot of things is unhealthy to tell other people. And other people, they don't have to listen to us. They don't have to know. It's not beneficial to them. For example, like I told you, many people I know, and then I see them like a teacher. They are not my teacher at all. I learned, but they did not teach me. They don't even know they yet. I see it through and through. So now you're in meditation, you see true and true. A lot of things will come back to you. Because now your meditation level is still at the basic. It's just quiet meditation in the basic. So it won't kill you yet. It won't ask you to suicide or things like that. Because you have not gone to that deep. Now you just have to just practice that concentration. Concentrate in meditation. Like that. And then everything, you think about it. Everything we did, is I right or wrong? If I did wrong, why it's wrong? And what we should do more to be better, better every day. My mom, why she yell me like that? Is she yell wrong or right? Probably. We have to accept. We have to listen first. We have the ear to listen. We have the eye to see. We have the smell, right? The mouth to taste. We taste everything. Think it's right or wrong. We use it to enrich ourselves, experience. So that is the general of the enable part. Okay. So in also a little bit more, they talk about the moral virtue. So the eightfold part, the moral virtue is normally right speak, right action, and livelihood. Right? Because when you speak right, you live, you do right, and then you work the right job. And then you don't have regretful. Like my grandmom, in the past. My grandparents come from a very famous noble family in the past. And she was telling me, told me that when she was little, her mom had a job to manage many servants every many men and women, just to bring the money to dry it in the sun and then put it back into, so we could keep it, otherwise the money would broken, because it's a coin, and then maybe like that, and then oxidized. It's corrosive. When you put something in moisture, they have to dry and they keep good, because their banking wasn't that popular right now today, because many years ago. And then you see that and because they were noble, they own a lot of lands and factory, and they had a factory of producing pork. They're killing pig. They had a big farm. You see they kill a lot of pig every day because of factory. The farm is supposed to be like that. And now she said that it happened. It's very bad. And so later on, when every year and her mom dies, he just do like anniversary like that, and everything in vegetarian, no pork. Not married, because he said her mom killed. She didn't kill the like herself, but she had a job because she was a rich woman, rich family. They have a farm, big farm like that. They kill. So that is not a right livelihood. So that's very bad, and then it makes the children regret for her parent job. So that is the moral. When you need to right speak anything, you don't say bad to other people. You do only right thing. Don't steal, helping other people all the time. It's mindful. So that you don't have to make anything. And then with the meditation, right, or the right effort, when you sit there, right, and then you know that your leg pain, and you concentrate in your leg, and you see the pain go through, and then you settle with the pain. Right effort. Not because you say that and then pain and then you don't stop. You never go fast, deeper. Remember before I told you about it, you go to the higher feeling, a deep, more quality, and now you sit long. Because normally when you sit meditation, you won't get calm down quiet, because your meditation is still, you have not much with the flow yet. So for me, I can get in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I get already in different. You cannot. right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of things come to your mind, and then you get everything calmed down, not
And then-
only in second hours.
Yeah, and then sometimes it comes back again.
Come back again, right? And then you just have to fight with it all the
Yeah.
time, right? Because I have not taught you yet,
Yeah.
because I don't want you to stop it yet. I want you to learn about the next step when you settle, when you tell me, when you settle about the pain and things like that. Okay, fine. And then the next one you will learn is using it. Using the concentrate, the thing come to you, everything come to you, and you think that point only one, and then escalate it. Think why is like that? Suddenly now you see many things more. Before it's something, and then you think why, and then for example like you sit and then suddenly you remember, this one you didn't do it, and then for example like you were cooking. Why you were cooking? You remember like cooking because you were listening. See somebody you're eating like that, right? And now you listen. Why you think about that cooking? Eating. Probably I did not eat that long time. I think like that. You have to think, and that just keep on at that point. Don't go further. This one. No. Just try to concentrate in one point at a time.
Okay.
Not chasing away it anymore. Because now you are chasing it away, right? You try, but you cannot pull it, right?
Yeah.
And now you just try, and then, but normally the second hour you get quiet down.
Yeah.
So now I need you, because that's what I tell you. You need to get further in the in quiet meditation when you keep things calm and you enjoy the peace coming out first. You have not enjoyed the peace yet. Now you enjoy, but when you enjoy the peace, like you listen to you continue to read the book of the Siêu Mê Choáng, right? There was one of the story, one of the disciple, he meditated, and then one day he find the peace, and he just said, happiness, happiness, happiness. And then one of his monk mate, didn't understand it, because that's not the right way, right? So he thought that missed his life, because this monk, before he became a monk, he was very famous general, rich general. And then that monk thought that this monk missed his past life of general. So he called about happiness of last life. So he went to the Buddha, and he told the Buddha this. He said that because he couldn't give up his past comfort. Happiness. Now he feel bad. So another meeting, the Buddha asked him, can you explain, because I heard the story that you say happiness. And then now can you explain to everybody listen? And then he said, I'm sorry to everybody if I shock everybody about that, but actually, because I used to be a very general, rich general, I have many jobs, everything, I have a lot of servant in my life, but my mind never quiet. I always think of this, that. Because I'm a big general. I have to serve the country. My mind never let me in peace. And then he said, happiness. You see? And now it's coming. I'm rich alike. And then he said, happiness. Now I find peace. It's the real peace. So the Buddha said, you have achieved very fruitful in meditation. Now you really find the true happiness, unconditional. Just sitting there, and now you feel the happiness from inside. To that, what I want you to achieve that level.
Okay. What about the pain? Sometimes I sit there and there's like pain.
Pain everywhere.
No happiness at all. It's just pain.
Because you have not settled with the pain yet.
Okay.
So when you pain, rapidly, you can move a little bit.
I can slouch
Just
down.
a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little. The back have to be straight.
Okay.
The back, you don't have a straight back. You can't sit long.
Can I bend down for like a minute and then sit back up, or I have to
Yeah,
keep it straight?
you can do a little bit. You can adjust a little bit.
Okay.
You can adjust a little bit, and then you come back to the old position to release a little bit. Because if the pain come to the peak, sometimes you cannot handle.
It comes to the back too.
Yeah,
And I
because
have to-
you got a back pain because your back is not straight.
Okay.
Try to be straight. Sit something straight.
Okay.
You know, don't have this one. Don't have your back to fall like that, like this. So try to sit on the flat, no back, on the flat bed. Or you can get, before I used to sit on the little chair like that. Then nothing back like this. It's very strange. The more straight the back you sit, the longer you can sit. Just like that. And when you see that's the meditation or right effort, right mindfulness, you think about it and right concentration, think, and then you will do everything. You start to become a person of mindful, of concentrate, of everything, of people. You do everything in, you are aiming for the perfection, remember. Okay? And then in that, so they kind of like inside the wisdom, you kind of right view and right result. When you have everything right, speak everything right action, and you think right, and then you have the right result, right? You resolve the problem properly, happiness, happy ending, right? So that is the inside of wisdom. Everything you do, so now you don't regret anything. You help other people because you think you want to help them. It's the best. Like for example, in love, when you love, you have to do your best already. That person, you help it all with your mind. You can give your heart, your life to that person. What I mean, I learned my love for first. I try my best. I did everything I could in a way, and then I don't feel regret if I don't get it. I don't get it. But I learned. I said, oh my God! I learned that how much I give. Right? I did everything. I did everything my best. I never regret anything. And if now, sometimes that person have to be regret themselves. One day when he repeat, because he going to me, not me. I'm learning. I did my best. So I told him, don't cheat, don't lie. If you cheat, you lie. Confess. If you cannot confess one day, you really have to try to correct yourself. Sometimes you don't have to confess everything. But you know that it's wrong, don't do it again. I mean, because it's a relationship, right? You're in love, right? Or maybe you go out. You don't do wrong. You never do wrong thing. And why you have to regret? Nothing to regret. Nothing to hide. You get the wisdom. You see everything clear. You will not fear. You don't fear. Even we wrote a letter, you see, we do everything truth. We don't cheat, we don't do anything. But that is what we want. Because they try to take away our freedom. And we just do that. And we do that, and then they talk, and they didn't care about us at all. They ask why. They just, you have to. There's nothing they have to. I'm not born, I did not born here. When I was young, I was little. The people talk to me and said, no, listen, why? Because I did not seek your permission to born here. I didn't even ask my mom permission. My mom, she got pregnant with intentionally. I didn't ask her. She, I didn't ask her approval. She didn't approve me. Then why I have to ask your approval? When I was little, people say, ask me, no. I don't have to ask me. What I do, what I do. I don't need your approval to do anything. That's very strong, But I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to, like fight all the time. But now what you do is your constant. You think it's right enough. It's right, you do it. For example, now you do a lot of things, right? Now you change. You think now you are about 2 or 3 months different. You find a different change a lot because you're determined to do it. Your determination is very strong. You do like that, they know it. There's the people, they always think they're strong. They do. They beat hurt other people, kill other people. Actually, they are the wicked because they fear. They couldn't get it. They fear. and then they couldn't control themselves, so they commit something wrong because they feel so weak. Not because they're strong. No. You are doing. You are strong. You see, you are stronger. You are fighting with peace. You give in peace exchange. Right? With good behavior, you reply them with good job, good work. That's a good thing. Okay. So now that's all.
Yes.
Okay.